Hello, fellow humans. Being super rich is not just about having lots of money and many assets. It is also about a very special kind of arrogance, which crosses into psychopathy. When Elon Musk did the Nazi salute, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he did it anyway, because his wealth has purchased him enough power that emboldened him to ignore the history of fascism, the Holocaust, and the billions of humans that oppose his ideology. This arrogance is leading us to the collapse of society. It is time we finish the super rich before they finish us. Let's see how. The standard argument against wealth inequality and therefore against the existence of the super rich is the following. The more the super rich get richer, the more inequality grows, because the super rich get richer faster than the rest of us. So therefore, their share of wealth in the economy grows compared to our share. In this video, I defined the super rich as anyone in the top 1%, meaning anyone with wealth of $5 million or more. Our economic pie, measured by the growth of the GDP, has increased year by year. But for the past few decades, the share belonging to the super rich has become larger and larger compared to our share. One reason is also population growth. There's just more people looking to eat the pie. Economist Thomas Piketty has come up with a simple formula to describe this. R is bigger than G. It means returns on capital, R, will grow faster than the economy, G. The more capital you have, the faster it grows. And if it grows faster than the rest of the economy, it means somebody is losing because, to make an average you need all values, both high and low. Since we have both losers and winners in the economy, by definition, when someone is making more than the average, somebody else is making less. And that is you, and me, and everyone who does not have capital and wealth. There are several problems with the super rich. They hoard almost all their wealth. If they spend all the money they were earning back into the economy, on products and services that created jobs for others, then their wealth would serve a social purpose. But they don't do that. The super rich do not spend on creating jobs. They spend on investing into other companies. They sometimes buy assets to keep for passive income, or just to flip for profit, or they just keep lots of cash in the bank. Since they sit on all that money, it deprives the rest of society of those resources that could create jobs, improve infrastructure, build schools and hospitals, build affordable houses, and so much more. This is why the super rich do not even promote economic freedom, because their freedom to make money is restructuring our freedom to share the economic pie. Their wealth buys them unchecked power that is profoundly anti-democratic. The very design of capitalism rests on the doctrine of proportionality that says if you have 100 million shares in a company, you automatically have 100 million votes. The super rich keep most of their wealth in owning shares of many companies, which gives them enormous power. This so-called private property is so sacred, it protects the super rich from meaningful taxes on their wealth. The doctrine of proportionality, the sacredness of private property, and the fact that the super rich cannot be removed from their position in companies by their employees, all these factors create the ruthless psychopathic arrogance of the super rich. The super rich can cause the collapse of society. A report from the Fairness Foundation in the UK found that most wealth is unearned, meaning the owners did not start from scratch and worked their way up. Severe wealth inequality erodes public trust in institutions, which can lead to fascism, robs people of hope for the future, which then reduces people's willingness to engage in democracy. This self-enforcing feedback loop has happened already 100 years ago. Because of it, we had the Second World War, where 3% of the world population died as a result. There's mega arrogance and mini arrogance. Both are bad. There's one thing to be a mega billionaire and another thing to have just $5 million. The arrogance of a billionaire tends to be very visible, from mega yachts, mega mansions, name attached to many buildings, photo shoots with politicians. This is mega arrogance. On the poorer side of the vast super rich spectrum, you have the corporate professionals, small business owners, mini entrepreneurs, mini investors, career executives, and other humans who do not own as much capital on their own. Some do not even have their own business, but have accumulated enough wealth that allows them to fly on a city break for the weekend, often in another country, to buy all the new fashion, to change cars as often as they wish, to own at least 2 luxury properties, to eat in expensive restaurants. This is mini arrogance. Often the mini rich try to emulate the mega rich by exhibiting styles, gestures, attitudes that signal their class. The mini look up to the mega and look down to the rest of us. The mega rich rarely interact with normal humans, while the mini rich often do, even daily in their jobs. It could be your boss. How to get rid of the super rich? The good news is that oligarchs will always fall. History is full of battles against the ruling class. Arrogance is a dead end. The pitchforks are coming. It's inevitable. There will be violence. Our only hope is to minimize the violence and make the transition away from capitalism as painless as possible. Taxing the super rich is just the beginning, but this time around, taxing them will need to be done in a different way. It won't be enough to take away 3% of their wealth in cash every year. As long as R is bigger than G, as we learned from Thomas Piketty, billionaires will remain billionaires even at 5% wealth tax. Putting a hard maximum limit on wealth must be on the table as well, while at the same time establishing a minimum foundation of wealth and well-being for all humans. A universal basic income would be a start. Giving young adults a lump sum citizen dividend to start their life instead of putting them into student debt would be liberating. We don't have to live in oligarchy. There's a much better way. Thank you for watching. We need your help to grow this channel. Only together we can defeat the super rich and win back our freedom. Subscribe, comment below, spread the word so others can learn as well. Please support me if you can on Ko-fi or Patreon to make these videos possible. Talk to you soon. Be well. Increase the peace.
We live in an oligarchic society. Billionaires dominate not only our politics and the information we consume from media, but our government and economic lives as well.